Hello, Kayla.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Most important question of this week, from last week. Did you watch the royal wedding?
I did not.
You didn't get up at 6 o'clock at US time or Texas time to go watch the royal wedding?
I
might even
didn't.
prior to that.
Did you?
No. I didn't. I've literally seen almost none of it. I've seen pictures and heard stuff on the radio, because even the radio talk about it, but that's it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures and memes and stuff, but that's all.
In fact, I've seen more people who went there than actual people that were there,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Like more people who, like the
The
celebrity guests?
celebrity guests.
Yes.
Well, that's the big thing about this one, because it's slightly different. Well, because, right, so Meghan Markle is a TV personality, plus probably some other things, I'm not sure. And I know her from TV. I used to watch Suits quite a lot,
Okay.
up until recently when it got not so good. She doesn't care about that anymore, I guess. And, like, a lot of the people that from that TV show are in that program. And for some reason, even now seeing the pictures of it, I'm still thinking, oh, this is quite TV-like. Like, I know TV people have lives, but I don't know, part of me just thinks, oh, she dumped Mike and is now going out with a prince and a TV. I don't know, it's stupid.
I've never
it's
seen
weird.
this show, so.
It's a good show. She's quite good in it. She's alright in it. She's very pretty in it, and she's probably more eye candy than she is. I'm sorry, Meghan Markle, if you happen to be listening, I'm sure you're a fantastic actress. But I've only seen you in Suits, and it is what it is. But I like that TV show, and she does bring an element to it, which is interesting. More than just looks, promise. Yeah, so the people at the royal wedding, it was a really weird mix, because the last royal wedding, there was famous people there, but not quite to the same extent. You know, the last one in 2011, I think it was.
I think so.
11, 12. Because you had the normal sort of royal people there, and then you had some of the sort of the political leaders from various countries and the royal people. But then you had, like, the cast of Suits. And then you had, like, Oprah.
Yeah.
And then David Beckham, I think, would have been there regardless. I think he was at the last one. But he was at Elton John. I think he was at the last one as well. But it's even so, it's really, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right.
All these, like, just American celebrities.
Yeah. It's almost getting to the point that the royal family is kind of moving to more celebritydom?
Yes.
Celebritydom?
Celebritydom. I don't know.
Celebritydom than it is actually any sort of real monarchy or ruling system. It's interesting. But wait a minute, before we get into this too much, we're going to talk a little bit about the royal family, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, in that case, let's get ready to mumble! Cool, I thought we'd get into that because that's already been 3 minutes. I could keep going on and on and on.
Yes.
So did you know anything about Meghan Markle before this wedding?
I did not. I had no idea who she was. I didn't really even know she was an American actress until, like, 3 days ago.
Yeah. I don't know how long they'd actually been dating for. Like, just over a year, I think a year and a half or something. Not massive amount of time. But, yeah. It always crosses my mind, like, how much does the fact that he's a prince change how someone feels about him? Do you ever wonder that?
Yes.
Like, is there a little bit of that fantasy kind of little girlness? Oh, I get to be a prince. Well, you don't get to be a princess necessarily, but do you think there's a little bit of that?
Yes, I do.
Because he's not a bad looking dude, but he's not the most handsome, and she's stunning.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
she's totally out of his league.
Yes.
Like, he's definitely the best looking royal. Like, as far as how good royals aren't a good looking bunch, whether it's due to inbreeding or just some other thing, right? They're not a good looking bunch, and hopefully she will help transform that.
But the same thing with Kate, like Kate Middleton.
Well, that's it, yeah. Because like if you go back in the family tree, it's Uggo followed by Uggo followed by Uggo, and thankfully Middleton and Markle will hopefully maybe refine it. But so far, the leader or like the Prince George, I think it's George, the little kid of Middleton and William, he's the first in front, so he's going to look at his dad. Yeah, look how bad his dad looks. He's only like 34 or something, 36. He looks, so bad. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. Like, just shave your head off. Don't have that. He's got the whole sort of, I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's a name for it.
Definitely balding. And
just shave it and rock it, you know? Yeah. And I guess he can't, because he's going to be king, he's got to look sort of right, like formal.
If you're going to be king, you probably have money, so we'll get hair transplants. Just put some stubble in and like shave it off and try and look like Jason Statham. You know? I don't know. It's silly. But, and like, yeah, I don't know. But, so the new family, Harry, he's actually called Henry. Really? That's his real name, apparently. And Harry is just one he's adopted. Henry's actually his birth name.
him and Meghan are just political figures now. They're not really...
Yeah.
Unless someone dies and someone else dies, they're not going to have any sort of real relation to the throne as such. Because now that he's got the son George, Harry's out of any contention, I believe.
So I think Harry is 6th in line right now.
Yeah, because you've got Charles, who's next in line, which is the Queen's son. Then you've got William. Then you've got George. Then you've got their second son, which I can't remember his name. I'm going to say Andrew. And then you've got their daughter,
Anne.
And then you've got him. So that would make 6.
Yeah.
So that would have to be a hell of a tragedy for that to happen. That would make so much news, it'd be ridiculous.
That'd suck if something happened and like you're Harry and then Prince George becomes king. Yeah. And you're just like, but I'm here. I was an option.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm old enough, I've done my dues. But I guess it's just the way the monarchy works. It's just so weird. If you go back in time, the way it's kind of jumped around. Now, we're not going to talk too much about the old royals, but the modern royals are weird. Like, it's jumped about so much in who becomes royal. And, like, Queen Victoria, like, one of the, she reigned for, 60 years. She was 6 when she became queen, and she was 5th in line. When there was the king, it was 5th in line, and then 5 of them died and made her. So nobody knew who she was.
Yeah. She
was 6-year-old, she didn't know, and all her predecessors, I guess, died. She became queen. It's mental.
Wow.
But one of the main questions I think people ask is, what the hell does this queen do? Or what are the royal family, what does it do? And that's something I can't answer.
Okay, so...
Even being British, I can't answer it.
I will take over this fire.
Okay, cool.
So a little bit about the British monarchy. The monarchy, or the monarch, undertakes various official, ceremonial, diplomatic, and representational duties. So not like they don't have full charge, but they're like over like the ceremonial parts of it. It traces its origins back from petty kingdoms of early medieval Scotland and Anglo-Saxon England. So that was when they were actually ruling, and then in 1215 Magna Carta began reducing the powers, and then it's just been reduced more and more since then. So right now, or by the early 1920s, so right now the UK and 15 other Commonwealth monarchies share the same monarch and are called the Commonwealth realms. The monarch is the head of the state, and these are like some of the things. The monarch can be male or female. It depends on It depends on like if it's king or queen or whatever. And some of the things that right now the queen does, oaths of allegiance are made to the queen. They take direct part in the government.
So also allegiance such as the military.
Yes.
So they'll be taking their oath directly to the queen. Yeah.
They take a direct part in government. Legislative power is exercised by the queen and parliament with the advice and consent of parliament, House of Lords, and House of Commons.
Yeah, so I believe like every law that goes through Britain, that needs to be signed off by the Queen.
Yes.
So she doesn't have a say in... So all the laws go through the Parliament, and then she has to finally sign them off. If she doesn't sign them off, effectively they can't go through.
Yes.
But she doesn't really affect that. Any laws that are going through that directly affect the Queen, or that affect her power or control, she has to agree to before they go through the House of Parliament. So she can veto them before they even get discussed.
Okay.
So that's one thing that she can kind of control the laws. And that was last done like 97 or something, I hear, where she stopped the Parliament deciding if they were going to bomb Iran or Iraq. So that's prior to 2001, September 11th and stuff. But that was the last time she used that power. But she still has it, she just doesn't use it very often. Yeah.
So executive power is exercised by Her Majesty's government, which is the ministers, prime minister, and cabinet. And they have direction of the armed forces of the crown, the civil service, and the crown servants. Okay.
So who has control of them, sorry?
The Her Majesty's government, which is the ministers, prime minister, and cabinet.
Okay, got you.
The monarch is the head of the Church of England. And then within the Church of England, they have their own judicial, legislative, and executive structures. But then she's the head of it, or whoever is the monarch is the head of it.
Yeah. Essentially, it's like the Pope.
Yeah. It's largely limited, limited to non-partisan functions like granting honors. So she's the one who appoints the prime minister.
She actually has control to, if she doesn't like the prime minister, technically she has the ability to say, no, I want this person to be prime minister. So she can elect anybody she wants, obviously to not make a fuss, whoever the country votes for. But if she doesn't like them, she can, by law, essentially say nope, someone else.
And it's the same with the archbishops and the bishops. So she appoints
of the Church of England,
Yeah. And then she can grant royal prerogative, which I had to look it up. So that's like customary authority, privilege, and immunity. Mm-hmm. So she can grant all of that. And then she also is the one that, like, obviously, like, gives each person their title.
Yeah, you mean like sirs and
dukes
and dukes? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, like, I read that, like, a couple of hours before the wedding, she pronounced Prince Harry Duke of Sussex.
Well, I think he was Duke of Sussex before the wedding, but she would have pronounced Meghan Markle as the Duchess of Sussex for sure.
Yeah, and then so the monarch is also called sovereign or his or her majesty, and is head of the state, and that person appears on postage stamp, coins, banknotes, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so that's the weirdest thing that I kind of look forward to with this queen dying, which, God forbid it doesn't happen, or stepping down. All the coins will have to change. All the coins and all the postage stamps and all the notes. And it's going to be so interesting because, like, there's very few people alive. She's been in reign for 58 years or something. No, 56 years since 52 or 53 she got coronated, I think. So 55 years. And there's only a handful of people in Britain who will have seen notes without her face on it or coins without her face on it. And it's like... It's going to be so strange to see bloody Prince William's head or Charles's head on the back of a coin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like...
So will they, like, take all the currency out of circulation?
It will, eventually get taken... I mean, it'll be probably quite quick, I would have thought, because... Well, probably not that quick. You'll probably see them about. Yeah. But I bet you a £1 coin will cost a little bit more. Yeah. They could sell it on eBay with the Queen's head on it.
Yep.
That'd be so interesting.
Yeah.
So the Queen... herself, or the monarch, whoever's in charge, has some crazy abilities. Like, they never use them because they're almost like firefighting. Like, just make sure everyone think we're happy, and then if we can stay in power, and there's not going to revolution. But she effectively has like ultimate power. It's crazy because she can commit any crime and effectively not break the law. Mm-hmm. She can do that in any country because she has diplomatic immunity. Proper diplomatic immunity, which kind of means she can do whatever she wants, wherever she wants. Yeah. And she doesn't need a passport, she doesn't need a driver's license, she can make any law she wants, she can do, like, although they will never practice this. She can, if she wants to go to war with someone, she can declare war. She can also declare peace. She can go to North Korea and go, Kim Jong-un, peace. And although I'm sure there'd be some pushback, there's nothing really we can do about that. Yeah.
I also read that one of the interesting facts I found is that that person sets the tone for all meetings. So, like, it gave the, like, example of dinner. Like, when she finishes eating, you're done. Yeah. You can't continue eating. Yeah.
Like, I really want to know if that is still done.
I want to know if she, like, messes with people.
Do you think she, like, puts her cutlery, like, crosses them or puts them, got ya. Yeah. It'd be so funny because she's an old lady. She can't eat much. Yeah. And she can't eat that quick. Well, maybe she does eat quick, I don't know. But the thing is, I think that goes for all the royals as well. So if, like, Prince Charles or Prince William is at a dinner, you have to go by him. Okay. So it's not just the monarchy, it's any sort of royal. Yeah. It'd just be so weird.
I feel bad for the, like, little kids, like...
Well, I'm sure you're not going to... There's treason if this kid continues to eat.
I'm not letting Prince George eat with his grandma because... she eats too fast, or his great-grandma, because she eats too fast, and he needs more time. Yeah,
but I think I wonder if countries that don't have the monarchy or aren't part of the Commonwealth would follow that. Is it like, how much do the countries have to follow that sort of stuff?
I don't know, because I read another one was like that non-royals aren't allowed to touch. Yeah. And there's plenty of pictures of like, I saw one where Michelle Obama's like, or Prince Harry's giving Michelle Obama a hug, and so... Like, I don't know
I think if they initiate, you can. Okay. I would have thought. Maybe you can't go slap them on the bum, Yeah, but... So the Queen also does this thing, apparently they say, so when you meet the Queen, you don't put your hand up. She'll put her hand up first, and then you go to meet her hand, and then she'll push you away when she's finished with it, so she won't, like, drop her hand. She'll kind of give you a wee nudge, and that's when you're meant to retract. So it's really strange. Like, there's all these wee faux pas things you're not quite sure about. And I remember them always hearing about, I don't know what, she has a handbag. Have you got this information? No, so apparently her Secret Service or her guards or whatever, she holds her bag in certain mannerisms, and whatever hand it's in or how she's holding it kind of dictates to them how she's feeling about this conversation. So if she wants to end it, she'll hold it in a certain way. Or if she wants to move on, if she needs to leave or whatever, she'll position or hold her handbag in various manners. I don't know how true that is, but it's one of those things you hear and are supposedly true, so it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. Continuing with interesting facts. So she celebrates 2 birthdays.
Yes. Is it her actual birthday and her coronation? Is that the 2 birth dates? Or is it something else?
I was a little confused. It said her official birthday is celebrated on a range of dates in different countries. And then she also celebrates her actual birthday. But it never said what the official birthday was.
So I think, I always thought it was her actual birthday, which was born, and then her coronation birthday.
That makes sense.
If it's different in different countries, I don't know how that makes sense. Because I remember she did her big Diamond Jubilee, which would suggest 50 years, I believe, on the throne. But I'm not quite sure. She has
made it to Sapphire Jubilee.
Oh, wow.
65 years.
She's past that 50. Or maybe 60 years was the time, I'm not sure. So who is... It's Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes.
Right? So that's the Queenie right now.
Yes.
Where'd she come from? Do you have any information about her predecessor?
About her predecessor, yeah.
Yeah.
It was her father.
Yeah. So he was king.
George
the 6th?
Yes. And he died February 1952, and that's when she became head of the Commonwealth.
Ah, okay. So 1952, so that was... So what age was she? Like 20-something, maybe?
Well, she's 92, or she was born in 26.
Okay. So, yeah, she was 25?
Yeah.
No, 27? Oh my god, maths.
26.
26, okay. So she was 26. And I think prior to her, it was... So, interestingly, before George, there was King Edward the 4th or something. Mm-hmm. And he actually relinquished the throne to marry an American, which wasn't allowed at the time. Right. Which is really interesting considering who Harry just married, an American of ethnic minority or ethnicity, which is interesting considering that's never been done before, which just seems ridiculous that it hasn't been, or it was even looked upon as being wrong. But so he was only king for a year or 2, and then prior to him it was another George, I believe, and then prior to him it was another Edward. So between 1902 to 1950 there was 4 monarchs, and then from 1953 onwards it's just been her, which is weird. Imagine all that changing currency. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, she's 92 years old.
That's hella good.
Yeah.
92, that's an age and a half. Like, she can't have many more years left in her. However, she looks pretty good. There's so many Queen memes. I love a Queen meme. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of the Queen. Well, I'm not. I don't think either way. But I love a Queen meme. Just the way the looks. Like, I remember this one I saw the other day there, where she was sitting in this place. I can't remember what it was, and some cows walked in. She got dead excited, and then like nudged her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, and she went, "Cows!" And she got really happy. And it just, I don't know, it was really funny.
Cows. Yeah, she's the longest lived and the longest reigning British monarch. And like I said, she's got Sapphire Jubilee of 65 years.
Man, that's impressive. I think the only other monarchs lived as long has been another female as well, the Victoria, who was 60 years, which is pretty impressive.
You think it's because, well, I guess not, because like Edward like gave up the throne. I was going to say maybe they fight more, so they just get killed, but...
Well, I don't know how George VI died. He was on before Elizabeth. I don't know. Did it say how he died? Because I don't think it wasn't during a war or anything.
No, I think he just died.
Just died?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So then she married Prince Philip. Well, he was a prince of Greece and Denmark.
Yeah.
This is where it gets weird. They were second cousins once removed through King Christian of Denmark and third cousins through Queen Victoria.
Yeah. It's weird. Well, Queen Victoria had 14 children and she had something like 43 grandchildren. So like she was considered like the grandmother of Europe. So I think a lot of the prince and princesses of Europe were part of her. And so our royal family did really well. After the First World War, a lot of the royal families were revolted against? there was like they dispersed or they changed. Things like Greece don't have I don't believe Greece has a royal family anymore. Maybe they do.
I don't know.
So a lot of them sort of didn't become as royal, but we held on to it. So people like, I'm assuming, haven't got much of a royal heritage back in Greece. I think Denmark might still have a royal family, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. But then when he married her, he renounced his titles, his Greek and Danish titles, and converted from Greek Orthodoxy to Angelican. I cannot say that word.
Angelican?
Like Angelicanism.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Sounds
Whatever
right.
the religion is.
Okay.
He converted to that. And then he was made Duke of Edinburgh and granted his royal highness.
So he's another funny character. There's lots of like memes about him as well. He often gets referred to as like this old pervert dude. And there used to be a TV show called Mock the Week on the UK, and he always used to do like a lip sync to what he was doing, and then they always made it really pervy about him like wanting to see up girls' skirts and stuff. It was really funny. And it's hilarious. He's had some medical problems recently, but he seems to be all right.
All right.
And I don't like the fact that he's Duke of Edinburgh. Mainly because I'm from Edinburgh and he seems like an ass, but I'm sure he's wonderful. And so how many kids do they have?
They had 3. They had Prince Charles, Princess Anne, and 4?
I thought they had 4 kids.
I thought they had 3. Prince Charles, Princess Anne, and Prince Andrew, and then...
I thought they had Prince Edward as well. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought they had 4.
Ah, Prince Edward. Good job.
I have a family tree. That's why. Okay, so yeah, 4 children, and it was weird because up until recently I didn't know that. I knew they had 2. I knew of Anne and I knew of Charles.
Okay.
And that was it. I didn't know any of those. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Even after researching this, I still didn't know they had 4 because he is not talked about at all.
No, they've all got titles, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And it's weird how all that works because you've got Prince Charles, who is the
Prince of Wales.
Yeah, and he married the very famous
Princess Diana,
and she was referred to as the Princess of Wales.
Yeah.
But then obviously they divorced in '96, and she passed up. She died in a car accident. Conspiracy theories in 98,
97 or 98, yeah.
So a year after, interesting. And then he remarried Camilla Parker Bowles, who is effectively would be the Princess of Wales, or the Duchess of Wales or something. Mm-hmm. But due to Diana being so renowned as the Princess of Wales, she became the Duchess of Cornwall or something. Mm-hmm. But nobody likes her. And then they had their children, which are William and Harry, or Henry as we learn.
Yes.
And that takes us back to the wedding people.
Yeah.
But the next in line was George, who's William's son, right?
Yes.
And he is the Prince of...
Ooh, that's a good question. Prince of Cambridge.
Correct. Nice. And all their children will be of Cambridge.
Yeah. So Princess Charlotte and then Prince
So there's 2 Princes of Cambridge, yeah. But which is weird considering you've got the Prince William was the Duke of Cambridge, and you've got Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. So maybe you might be right about that Duke thing getting done when they're married. Mm-hmm. I might be way wrong with that. I always thought he was the Duke of Cambridge, though. But what was the Prince of before then?
I think that he got his title when they got married.
No, but he was definitely referred as the Prince of something. Maybe I'm wrong. No, he was definitely referred to as the Prince of something.
Wait, I know he did. He got his title when they got the Duke of Sussex when they got married. But before that, he was Prince Harry. Yeah,
maybe it was just Prince Harry. Maybe I'm getting well mixed up there. But then you got the other families, you know of them, and they're such weird folk. Like Prince Anne's a weird lady, and all her children are weird. And they get taken the mick out of a little bit. I don't know, it's just strange. You've got Prince Andrew has got Princess Eugenia of York and Princess Beatrix of York, and they get taken the mick out of a little bit. And
they're the ones that had the hats, they wore weird hats.
They wore weird hats, and I'm pretty sure they rode lots of horses, or maybe it was Prince Anne. I think she rode horses in the Olympics.
Yeah, she did horses in the Olympics. She competed in the 1976 Olympics.
Yeah, and the Asquarian dancing, whatever it's called. Asquarian, that's not right. I can't pronounce it.
Equestrian.
Equestrian, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange, a strange family. Yeah,
and so she's known as Princess Royal, which is a title most people don't get. It's a very... I can't remember where I read that, but it's saved for, because everybody else is Prince of something, Princess of something, but this is saved for the monarch's direct daughter. So
Okay.
The firstborn daughter gets the Princess Royal title. So she's not like Princess of.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So does that mean William's daughter will become Princess Royal once he becomes king?
Yes, I think so.
Interesting. Very interesting. I didn't know that.
And then Prince Andrew is Duke of York. And he's also he was Commander and Vice Admiral for the Royal Navy.
Commander and Vice Admiral. Okay. Because the Queen's the Commander-in-Chief of all military in the UK. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the British military. I think Prince Anne married some admiral once, because she married and then she remarried, and it's some admiral, I can't remember, but there's so much kind of, like, almost all of them have had a divorce or have, like, split up with their partners, and it's so just weird toffee people just interbreeding and weird, I don't know. I'm hoping this new generation are much more people friendly.
So apparently Prince Edward was in the Marines, the Royal Marines, and then left the Marines for a career in entertainment.
Huh. Strange.
Yeah. So he was like in the theater.
Huh. I think all the men have gone to the military at some point, I believe. Mm-hmm. Well, the Queen was in the military. The Queen was in the... She went into the services for the World War II. She was a mechanic in the Rove. I think she's been the only female to ever serve in any war, I believe. Which is impressive. But then again, there has not been many wars where women would be fighting. Because prior to that, women weren't using the wars at all. So I guess that makes sense.
I read that as the Queen, she doesn't have to have a license plate. She can drive any car without a license plate. Yeah. And so while she was driving, while she was in the military, she just like didn't have a license plate because it didn't matter. Because she could get away with it. It's like, I can do this, so why not?
Yeah. There was a funny comedian who used to make a joke about that. I can't remember which comedian it was, so I feel bad. But he was always used to go, and if she ever got pulled over, she'd be like, "This is my, she doesn't need anything else. This is just all she needs." And then she used to joke about, "Oh, you don't recognize it," and she used to turn to the side to see her profile because of the coins and the notes. It was quite funny. I can't remember who it was.
That's funny.
It was. They did it a lot better than I did.
Other interesting facts. Mm-hmm. She prefers to wear bright colors because it makes her stand out, but lets her still be conservative. Yeah,
she's always got like a yellow or green, like almost like a trench coat on, and it's like a wool coat. Yeah, but I do like the bright colors.
Yeah, royal family members are all obligated to accept every gift that they're given.
Yeah, well, apparently all belongs to the Queen.
Yes, so she gets to decide if the gift is kept or not. But if somebody gives you a gift, you have to take it and then give it to the Queen, and then she decides. It'd
be so weird. Like, I get it, I guess. They only get given nice gifts, don't they?
They have their own.
I wonder if that's the same at the royal wedding. Ooh. Like, I wonder if the Queen gets to decide, do you get to keep this holster or not? Maybe. Do you need this George Foreman grill?
Or she gets to keep it. Like, I actually want this George Foreman for myself. Sorry. You can go get your own.
That'd be funny.
Speaking of weddings, the first 6 people in line to the throne, aged up to 25 years, have to obtain a marriage license from her. And so she can say, no, you're not marrying that person.
Yeah. Wow, okay. I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
I think there was... Yeah, because people were like, oh, is she going to say yes or no to Meghan Markle? I was like, of course she was going to. Yeah. But that's interesting. 6 people in line. The 7th person gets to marry whoever they want. Yep. Lucky them.
And then after marrying into royalty, it's not possible to ascend to the throne. So Meghan, Kate, none of them will ever...
Yeah. So that's why the Duke of York, although he was a prince beforehand, he wasn't part of our family somehow.
Her current husband?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't, he was Prince of...
Greece and Denmark
yeah. So he wasn't... But he was royal, but he's not British royal.
Yeah, which is so weird, because it's like, oh, so you have... Yeah, I guess that does make sense.
You have to be a part of
You have to be of that bloodline, essentially.
So then you become consort, so like king consort or queen consort.
Yeah, which is what Middleton will become, I guess. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, a couple of ones that sort of, you don't think about how much of a impact they have on. Apparently, Queen Victoria is one of the main reasons why women wear white wedding dresses.
Really?
So apparently, although they were worn a little bit beforehand, it wasn't really as a staple. But she wore a white wedding dress with a white veil, and that became like this staple or really popular, and that's what everyone wore, and that's why a lot of people nowadays wear white wedding dresses, which seems remarkable that she has that much power to influence the whole Western world, all the women wear. And everyone's like, oh, so that's why they always think it's, oh, they wear white because it's virgin colours. It's like, no, well, she was the virgin queen. No, she wasn't. Yeah, she was. No, she couldn't have been. She had 14 children. Who was the virgin queen? There was another one. Don't know who that was. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know where that came from, like, why people consider that, but it was apparently due to her. And there was also one of the kings, I want to say King Edward I, but I have no idea which king it was. Apparently he was one of the first people to get Christmas trees. Like, he brought in trees from, like, I don't know, Scandinavia or somewhere, and he put it up at Christmas, and that's why we have Christmas trees. Again, that could be one of those wife tale facts, but apparently that's why we have Christmas trees at Christmas time, because he brought some in or something like that for his wife or some weird thing. I don't know. The history of kings and queens is so interesting. Like, well, I know more about the UK one just because I'm sure there's lots and lots of royalties. Like, even if you go back to Egyptian kings, you know, whatever they're called back then, pharaohs, but. Like, everyone knows about Henry VIII and all his monarchy killing. What they had. He says he has 8 wives or whatever, but apparently he only married actually 3 of them or something.
And he killed legally. A lot of them, yeah?
Yeah, well, apparently he beheaded a whole bunch, but I can't remember how many of them he actually beheaded. There's a lot of sort of missed facts there as well. But without looking at the 2 guys that were, say if Drake happened to be part of the royal family, would that entice you more to him or less to him? Would you be like, that kind of puts me off you? Or would that interest you more? Like, forget about, maybe he's like the prince of some other random country. It doesn't have to be the UK. Like, you say he was the prince of Sweden. I
mean, that'd be a very interesting life, so I'd be pretty intrigued. But then it's also, you live in the spotlight your whole entire life. So then there's that part too.
Do you think it's, like, I can't see it from a boy's perspective, I can't see it affecting a boy's opinion. Like, I can't see, like, maybe I'm being really sexist here, but being a princess... Is that appealing anymore? Is that a sexist viewpoint that's no longer valid?
That might be a sexist viewpoint that's no longer valid.
Really? Because I think you can speak to a lot of little girls and they want to be a princess.
Little girls.
And there's a little bit of that must stick with everybody. Because I still want to be a superhero. I still want to be, I don't know, whatever I wanted to be when I was a kid. An astronaut, whatever.
I guess so.
I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being really misogynistic here. I don't know. But I'm not trying to be. I'm just maybe I don't understand
Personally,
otherwise.
I think that I would not want to live in that spotlight.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be a superhero and live in that spotlight.
Like, so think of Meghan Markle. She's probably not going to act much more. And that's it. You have to be a humanitarian and go, like, shake people's hands and shit.
That part would be cool. To be able to, like, do whatever with charities and stuff. But to give up your whole career
how much do they actually do? Like, I know Prince Harry is really big in this Invictus Games thing, which is the kind of essential Olympic Games for injured servicemen. I may be making it really basic. I'm sure he's done a great job there. It seems to have been very popular, but is that just because he was bored and he needs something to do, or other people were doing it for him and he's just got his name to it? I don't know.
I don't either.
It seems like it could be a very restrictive life,
Yeah.
Being famous in general is restrictive. No, I mean being the royal family restrictive.
But that's the other thing. Like, if she's already used to it, like being in the spotlight.
That's true.
It's a different kind of spotlight, but still. There's
a big controversy with her dad. I don't know if you saw any of that. Like, her dad didn't walk her down the aisle, and I don't know enough to really say much about it, but I know there was big. I don't know if he was part of her life much or anything, but it was a bit weird. Yeah. Like, I had no interest in the royal family until I did a little bit of research for this. I was like, actually, some of it's quite interesting.
It's very interesting.
Like, especially how some of it still applies to today. And you're like, how can that be the way it is? Yeah, it's very interesting. And also, like, the whole, like, controversies with it and all that's interesting, too. Yeah. Like, back in Diana and Charles's day, the headlines all the time. Yep. I'm assuming I was too young to really know, but... Well, I remember when she died, like, my grandma freaked out. And so, like... She, like, cut out all these newspaper articles for me and, like, saved them all. She's like, one day you're going to care. And I'm, like, 6 years old. Princess Diana was mad. She was the biggest celebrity in the world. You know? I don't know why. I don't know if it's because she was pretty or if she was, just it was the first time we had a princess in so long or... I don't know, but I remember it. I don't know, it's so strange. Yeah. I don't know where she came from. Was she royal blood? She wouldn't have been, was she? I don't think so. No, because she was married to... That can't have been. No. I don't know where she came from, but yeah. That was so strange. And then when she died as well, it was just... Yeah. Someone else died that year as well. I can't remember who. I remember, because I was like, two famous people die. Yeah, I don't have much more else about the royal family. Really interesting though. Like, I looked through. So what was we got royals in the 1200s? You said like the modern monarchy was the 1200.
Well,
80.
What the year?
Wasn't like because they had like.
So 1215 is...
There was split royals,
Yeah.
like they had the King of Scotland, the King of England, and then it kind of came together as one controlling body, but not really, because there was various times where, like, I know Robert the Bruce and stuff was considered the King of Scotland, which he wasn't, because it was still Edward II or whatever, third.
1707 is when England and Scotland merged.
Oh, okay.
And then 1801, the Kingdom of Ireland joined.
Oh, okay, so there you go, that's what that is then.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, the surname's Windsor, but they don't really have a surname, but Windsor is, like, the one they adopted following about 1902 or 1901 when Edward the guy after, I don't know, some guy in that time after Victoria, I think, but the Germans weren't very thought of because they had a German name prior to that, and they weren't highly thought of, so they changed the name to Windsor.
Okay.
But it was like something in Stuttgart. I don't remember what it was. But that was prior to World War One, when the Germans were not favoured at all. And like Queen Victoria, who was prior to that, she grew up speaking German. She had a German accent, which she had to get tutored out of her. It's interesting. And the fact that they ruled half the world.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They rule so much.
And because even like Australia, they had a vote semi-recently to get rid of the Queen, I think. And they decided not to. I think they were just like, nah, why bother?
Yeah, 15 Commonwealth monarchies.
Yeah, I think the biggest being Canada and Australia and New Zealand. They used to have India, but not any longer. And they used to have a whole bunch of Africa, but not any longer. And then we've got some of like the Caribbean islands and Gibraltar, I think, and other places. But I'm not even sure of them all.
Pakistan.
Is Pakistan? Oh, it used to be. I
think it
I don't think
used
it's
to be.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Africa. And
I'm sure a lot of those places were not got in the best ways. There was either death or not very nice deals made. All right, well, I don't have much more on the royals.
Yeah,
guys, go research if you're interested,
Yeah.
especially the history of it, because that's more interesting maybe than modern day.
Yeah, and let us know if you watched the royal wedding.
Yeah.
And who was your favorite person you saw?
Did you see David Beckham kissed Elton John right on the lips?
Really?
It was weird. Like, I don't know, maybe they're friends, and maybe that's just how it happens
Maybe that's
down
just
that
how
way.
they
But
greet each other all the time.
maybe it is, and maybe that's how Elton greets all his nice, his friends. But it's still weird when I saw it. I was like, you sort of like, what? And neither of them looked phased, so it's obviously just the way it goes. But it's just strange.
Yeah.
People kissing people on the lips to say hello is strange, like directly. I was watching a movie the other day there called Definitely Maybe. Great movie. Have you ever seen it? It's got Ryan Reynolds. It's about like it's a rom-com, but not very much rom. Anyway, yeah, it's good. And a couple of times in that movie they re-met each other, people, and they kissed each other, and it was weird. I don't know. Yeah, sure, but under the edge, I don't know. To me, I was just like, that doesn't sit right. Anyway, that's off topic. Yeah, let us know. Instagram, Twitter, the MumbleCast, at the MumbleCast, whatever. Or you can go to our website and send us the email, even though we don't really use it, but maybe go into it, just have a look.
Yeah.
Tell us what we need to change, because we need to change a lot, but still.
Yes.
Anyway, that's themumblecast.com. And let us know how you think I thought about last week's Mumbo Jumbo. We might be having another one. Maybe.
Maybe.
And tell us if you got it, because we didn't hear anything from anyone.
You let us down, guys.
One day we'll get over 16 listeners.
Yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I've been Liam.
And I'm Kayla.
And this has been MumbleCast.
Bye.